Hello and welcome to the next Lukozer retro game review video, and for this one it is Electric Warrior, which was not released but was written by Play Orbit Games. Now, I've already reviewed one game by Play Orbit Games. That was Algol. We all saw how good that was. Now, I didn't know at the time of reviewing it, but that game was entered into a shoot 'em up construction kit contest in 2018, and so was this. This was the second of 3 entries that Play Orbit submitted for that one contest. In the end, there were 10 entries, 3 of them all by Play Orbit Games. Well, let's get a game underway. So this obviously is by, or is a shoot 'em up construction kit game. So I own this brown thing that's wandering around here, and when you fire, you have to okay, so you don't have to actually select the direction you want to fire, but your shot only has a very limited range. Right, we'll pick that up. Can you guess yet what my opinion of this game is yet? Oh, fucking hell. I am really not feeling well today, but this has rather cheered me up. So having got through what I can only assume that was level 1, you enter this part here, which looks like the game has just crashed completely. Oh, you silly rapscallion, do you really think you can escape whatever that fucking was? And we appear on presumably the next level. I wonder if things will improve here. Oh dear, I lost a life. Normally I would be doing a sort of commentary, but I just cannot find the words. I don't think there are the words in the English language that can in any way describe what is going through my head as I played this fucking shit! What the fuck is this? Oh, just... Now, I mean, we saw when it came to Algol, what a fucking load of shit that was. And when that game was entered into this Shoot 'em Up construction kit contest for 2018, that game came 8th out of 10. This one, Electric Warrior, perhaps unsurprisingly, was last. Let's get another. I'm doing this with extreme reluctance, having another go, but I mean, my video for Z was short enough. This is just... The only reason this is not in the Supreme Shit Game database is that this was not actually officially commercial release. You can download it and you can technically buy it. It's name your price. My price is that, well, they should fucking pay me. It looks like it was knocked together in about half an hour by somebody who only has the most rudimentary idea of what actually, what makes a game of any kind, you know. No, absolutely no exaggeration here. There were games released on the Atari 2600 console in 1979 that were visually far superior to this, and in terms of gameplay, just fucking beat the piss out of this fucking thing. I mean, it's a real shocker, isn't it, that this came last in that Shoot 'em Up construction kit. This is an example of how shit the Shoot 'em Up construction kit can be. Now, in that contest, I can't remember the actual name of the game that won it, but I have seen it run, and it does look and play fucking good, I must admit. It sort of reminds me of 1942, but a much better version of 1942. It has more features in it and better gameplay than a lot of the commercially released games of the time. So creating, you know, a half decent shooter on the Shoot 'em Up construction kit is certainly possible. Then of course there was, you know, the truly magnificent Lukozer Wars 2, which was a Shoot 'em Up construction kit title. But this, I look at these graphics. The graphics here look like the game has crashed. But no, this is how it actually is supposed to look. And the gameplay just comes across as a complete afterthought. And when you see just how shit the game looks visually, to be an afterthought for something that looks like this, you wouldn't have thought it fucking possible. Hey, look at this shit! So normally by now I would be absolutely tearing into this, but this game has just completely drained me of any ability to come up with words that in any way describe just how fucking shit it is. There are VIC-20 games that look vastly superior to this. As well as the Atari 2600 games that look and play vastly superior to this. And it's not just the visuals, although the visuals are frankly insulting to the Commodore 64. The gameplay as well is just. But then this is the cunt who came up with Algol, and what a fucking shit pile that was. And this is worse. It is no fucking surprise that this came last in that competition. I mean, was there anybody who had organised this contest and who was voting on it? Was there any of them who saw this and didn't think, what a fucking pile of shit? Because that's all you could describe it as. It is just complete fucking toilet. And the vast majority of the game is played in total silence, but when the sound effects do come along, you wish they hadn't. You wish the game had continued to be total silence. I mean, I could just end the review there, but there is a bit more that needs to be said. So we'll finish this go. I mean, this whole section here, I mean, the game in its entirety, but this section in particular, it makes Algol look like a graphical fucking masterpiece. I mean, the game itself makes Algol look like a fucking masterpiece, and be in no fucking doubt, that Algol game was a fucking load of bollocks from start to finish in every fucking department. Is that my last life? I think it is. I fucking hope it is. Yeah, so there we go. Except I haven't actually started the review yet, so... Right. So, graphics. The graphics are, like I say, they are worse than graphics I've seen in games released for the Atari 2600 in 1979. Worse than I have seen for games that came out for the unexpanded VIC-20. I mean, you know, they just have absolutely no redeeming qualities of any description. Audio. So the majority of the game is played in silence. When the sound effects do come along, it makes you really appreciate that most of the game is played in silence. The title page music is by far the best thing about the game, and it's not brilliant. The title music for Algol was pretty good. It was its one redeeming feature. In this, yeah, the title music is not that great. It's okay, I mean, it's well done, but this is not a particularly good piece of music. And the gameplay takes ultra generic. I mean, there were shoot-em-ups that were released for the 16K Spectrum in 1982 that were infinitely more enjoyable to play, more rewarding, had more features and more variation and more everything. The only thing this game has more of that you know, other games don't is this game has more fucking shit. I mean, looking at this, you'd be right in thinking that the Commodore 64 was not a gaming computer, and this was somehow cobbled together to show that, see, it is possible, no matter how basic, but it is possible for a game to be coded on the Commodore 64. Surely no one can be surprised that this came last in that shipwreck construction kit contest. Now, the worst thing about all of this is this lot who call themselves Play Orbit. They are actually just one person. It's this one cunt called Mo Dernart, or however you fucking pronounce it. I neither know nor fucking care. There are a few people who commented on my Algol review, and every single one of them ended up getting a reply to their comment from a YouTube account called Play Orbit, which is this Mo Dernart cunt. That's his channel. And without exception, he was basically calling them all ignorant for expressing their own opinion, where they had all said that the game looked like an absolute fucking load of shit, which it is. And that was on Algol. I mean, can you imagine what these people are going to think of this? But, I mean, he really fucking went into one, and he ended up getting himself muted from my channel, so unfortunately all of his comments, you now can't see them, or at least you can't see them at the moment. I mean, he was saying stuff like that everyone who commented on the video had only done so to insult him, but none of the comments were actually criticisms. Whereas in fact, all of the comments were criticisms. They were all saying the game looked a pile of shit, which is a perfectly fair criticism for Algol. I almost can't wait to see what the comments for this thing are going to be. But then, very quickly, i.e. after about 2 posts, he stopped trying to correct people, and he was the one who was just dishing out the insults himself. So he was complaining that everybody was, doing nothing but insulting, whereas that is exactly what he was doing. He also compared himself in a favourable way to Jeff Minter. And what he essentially did was prove to everyone who saw his comments on that video that he is the Commodore 64 equivalent of Uwe Boll. He is responsible for creating an endless mountain of fucking shit, and absolutely cannot take any criticism of any kind. He is so fucking thin-skinned. And he has also clearly done this before. had people tell him rightly that his games are a fucking load of shit, and he's gone off on one. He mentioned CSDB and the Lemon 64 site. Now these are two of the biggest Commodore 64 websites, and clearly they, the people who run those, both those sites, everyone responsible for those sites clearly think he's a cunt as well, and it's pretty safe to assume it's for the same reason. They've given their opinion of his games, which are that they're all a fucking load of shit, and he's come along and gone into one because he fucking you don't say my game's shit, you can't. That's his routine. So I suspect he's probably been banned from the forums on those two sites, just like he's been blocked from replying on mine. But the amazing thing is, in his first reply, which was just an original post where he was moaning on about how I had missed the point behind his game, and oh fuck it was this massive long rambling fucking post. He then said that he wanted me to review more of his games. And he did. I'm pretty sure he said a particular title that he wanted me to cover. I can't remember what it was, but I do know it was not this one. And at first I thought, well, no, I'm not going to fucking cover any more of your games. I've been looking through all his other comments that he's done in reply to everyone else. I just thought, yeah, you clearly are a fucking wanker. And then I thought about it a bit more, and I thought, hang on, he's shown that he can't take fucking criticism, and yet his games are all fucking shit. So I thought about, okay, I'll do one more, purely because it will really fuck him off, because his games are utter fucking shite, and he can't take it when people tell him that. And of course, even worse for him is the fact that although he can write comments on this video, no one will be able to see it. I'll get a notification, but I'll just fucking delete the notification as soon as I get it, so I won't bother reading it. So no one is going to see it. Now, because he was such a cunt about the Algol review and the comments that his game got, although I muted him, hid him, effectively blocked him from the channel, well, he certainly can't comment on the channel, and that of course meant that no one else can see all the replies he wrote. But there is a chance that they can, because if there is the demand, or if he does anything else to, if he attempts to write a comment on this video, or if I just wake up really bored one day and decide what the fuck, I'll do it anyway, I'll upload the video I made where I go through every single one of the comments that he left, and show him for the thin-skinned fucking sack of cunt that he is. So, well, this is Electric Warrior. The game is, I would say it is a staggering fucking stinking shit pile, but that's an insult to staggering stinking great fucking shit piles. I mean, this is just unbelievable. And yet he thought it was good enough to enter a contest. And when I first found out through, I can never remember people's names on who leave comments, but someone on there anyway who pointed out that yeah, the Algol game had been written as a contest entry, and it came 8th out of 10, and the games that came 9th and 10th were both written by the same person, this Play Orbit lot. I thought, oh, fucking hell, I mean, Algol was unbearably shit. I dread to think how shit the other two games must have been. I couldn't imagine how they could be any worse. Yet this is worse. So how do I rate it? Well, the music on the title page, as I say, it's well done. It's not a particularly good piece of music, but I mean the actual audio, the clarity and that is well done. Everything else about this game is a fucking shit pile. So the quality of the music on the title page does sort of rescue it a bit. So for that reason, I will score this game -9. It's just... and this Mo Dernart, he must be the arsehole of the Commodore 64. In the very literal sense. Because you think about it, right, your arsehole has but one purpose: to fucking excrete shit. And that's what he's doing. So if you say, okay, yeah, so maybe he does have an actual use, and his games do serve a purpose. It's excreting the shit out of the Commodore 64. So yeah, so there is actually something you can say it does. So there you go. That is Electric Warrior from Play Orbit. And Mo Dernart. There you go. I kept pronouncing his name wrong. What a fucking shame. Who has shown himself to be one of the biggest cunts in the current Commodore 64 scene. And I highly doubt I am the only one to think that. Anyway, yeah, so Electric Warrior, -9 out of 10, a fucking load of bollocks from start to finish. That brings this review to an end, and we'll see you in the next one.